What's going on everyone, Mike here, and in this video we're pitching the Samsung Galaxy S4 Mini against the Samsung Galaxy S3 Mini. In other words, I'm going to show you the most important 10 differences between these two handsets so you'll know which one is better and why. For starters, let's have a quick look at these phones. They are pretty much similar in size, but the S4 Mini is a tiny bit thinner and narrower, while the S3 Mini is shorter. Besides that, the S4 version is also lighter. But in everyday use, you'll hardly feel the differences, as both phones are compact by today's standards, sit well in hand, and you can easily cover their screens with your thumb. Speaking about that, the S4 Mini does offer a larger 4.3-inch display, while the S3 Mini only bundles a 4-inch one. AMOLED panels are found on both of them, with their pros and cons. They offer vibrant colors, although oversaturated, great contrast levels and blacks, but they're not very bright, so using them outdoors can be quite unpleasant. Back to the differences, the S4 Mini does pack a higher pixel density screen than the one on the S3 with QHD resolution. Neither are very sharp, but that should not really bother you that much in daily use. The two Minis are miniaturized versions of their higher-end siblings, the Galaxy S4 and S3. That's why Samsung went for the same choice in materials, button placement and overall similar design aspects. Both come with removable plastic rear panels, and underneath them you'll find the batteries plus the SIM and microSD card slots. The front faces are dominated by the large screens on these two devices, and by the way, notification LEDs are missing on both of them. Design aspects aside, let's have a look at the hardware specs. Different generation processors are bundled on these two with different graphics. The S4 Mini also comes with 1.5GB of RAM as opposed to the 1GB on the S3 version. So on paper, the S4 Mini demolishes its predecessor. But not just on paper, also in synthetic benchmarks and in everyday use, as you'll see a bit later. There is, however, one other thing worth mentioning here. The S4 Mini only offers 8GB of internal storage, and about 5 of those are available for apps, which in many cases might not be enough, especially if you plan on installing many games. You can add up to 64GB microSD cards, but that won't help much with the above issue. The S3 Mini comes with 8 or 16GB of space and supports up to 32GB cards. Alright, with those out of the way, let's see how these two feel in daily use. The S4 Mini is surprisingly very snappy, in some cases even faster than the regular Galaxy S4. The S3 Mini is not that bad either, but it will get sluggish when multitasking between many apps. It can handle games, videos and all such activities, but not as many or as smoothly as the S4 version. And then we should talk about the cameras. Both offer main shooters, a 720p one on the S4 Mini and only a VGA one on the S3 Mini. On the back, there's an 8MP camera on the newer Mini and a 5MP camera on the older model. In terms of overall image quality, the S4 Mini is a notch over the S3, but none of these are camera-centric smartphones, so don't expect too much. As long as you use them outdoors, in good light, you'll be satisfied with the results. Otherwise, expect grainy images and focus issues. The S4 Mini, however, bundles a different camera interface borrowed from the larger S4. It offers several shooting modes, filters and manual settings. As for the videos, the S4 Mini can take 1080p 30 frames per second clips, while the S3 Mini settles for only 720p recordings. The overall quality is, however, decent in both cases. That aside, there's one final aspect we should talk about: battery life. Both handsets feature removable batteries. The S4 Mini, however, does bundle a higher capacity one, but since it also packs the higher resolution screen and the faster hardware, there's really little difference between the two in terms of battery life. Both can easily last through the day with average use and even more with casual use. The S4 Mini also has a power saving mode that helps you prolong its autonomy, while dimming the screen and capping performances though. I should also mention a few words about the connectivity options on these two handsets. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, NFC and an FM radio are present on the two, but some S4 Mini versions will also support 4G LTE cellular speeds and offer an IR blaster, things missing on the S4 version. And that's about it. These are the main differences between these two phones. As you saw, the S4 Mini is clearly the superior handset here. It's sleeker, faster and packed with better features than the S3 Mini. So there's only one reason why you might actually choose the older model over the new one these days: the price. The S4 Mini sells off contract for about 450 to 500 euros these days, or dollars in the United States, while the S3 Mini can be found for under 300. In other words, the S4 is almost twice as expensive as the S3. Of course, it's brand new and it will get cheaper in the next month. But even so, the S3 Mini is always going to be significantly more affordable, and for good reasons, as you saw in this clip. But if you're on a tight budget though, the S3 Mini can be a fine pick as well. After all, it is, even these days, a decent Android smartphone, although it can't really compete with the S4 variant. And with that in mind, it's time to wrap this up. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe and hit the thumbs up button if you like this video. And before you go, let me know in the comments down below which one of these phones would you pick right now and why. I'm looking forward to your replies and I'll catch you in the next clip.